guys, Lemmy here. Today we're going to be looking at the brush tip markers made by Ohuhu. Not too long ago reviewed a set of 120 alcohol-based markers made by this company, and I had a lot of good things to say about them, especially with how affordable they are. A lot of alcohol-based markers are very expensive, so they're especially good for beginners who want to start marker work. And to be very clear, this has nothing to do with your skill level. You could be a professional artist who does art every day. What I mean by beginner is that you don't know if you like markers, you've never owned markers, maybe you own very few markers, you want to figure out if this is something you want to invest in. Alcohol-based markers are very expensive. So this is just a good way to cheaply find out if this is something you want to pursue with a good quality marker. I was really excited when my representative Sandrine came to me and asked if I would review their brush tip markers, because in my previous review I said, a lot of people really prefer brush tip. I'm sure there are people who love the bullet and the chisel, but there are many more that I know of that really love the brush tip. So she asked me to do this review and I was very happy to do it. What I really appreciated was that she said the company took into consideration what all of the reviewers had said about their markers previously, and they tried to make this next set of markers even better for our audiences, which I really think that's great when companies actually listen to what we have to say about their products and they take it to heart and they actually change up what they're doing to make it so that the users have a better experience. So without any further delay, I'm going to get right into it. This is a set of 48 alcohol-based markers. Each marker has two tips. One is a chisel nib, the other one is a brush tip. The caps are now marked so that each color has a name and also a number, but also letters before it. So if you're using a red color, it will be R1, R2, R4, This is a great improvement because the last set of markers only had numbers, and if you turn them around upside down, they were other numbers. And if they were both pink colors, you wouldn't be exactly sure which color you picked up, and you might be surprised at what ink comes out. They come in nice plastic barrels, but with most markers, the colors on the caps aren't exactly the colors that are the ink that's inside. So you're going to have to swatch these out. It comes with a swatch, but like last time, the colors aren't accurate as to what they actually are. You do always have to swatch out your markers regardless of the brand, just to make sure that you know exactly what color is inside your marker. These 48 markers are wrapped up nicely in a fabric container that has a little handle, and also it closes with a zipper. When you open it, you'll be able to see the names of the caps up top, which is pretty nice for traveling. They made the caps interchangeable in this set so that if you take the caps off both ends and switch them and put them back on later, it doesn't really matter, they'll fit either way. There was one thing that I personally was very concerned about, and that was the lack of lighter colors in the 120 count set that I reviewed last time. So when I swatched these out, I compared the 120 set to the colors that I have before me now with the brush tips, and Ohuhu says that they included more lighter colors. But that doesn't really seem to be the case based on the ink that I have here. What I have here is mostly kind of mid-tones with some a little bit lighter maybe versions. The colors here are very nice, I'm going to be honest, I really like them, but some of the colors are a little too similar and they could have picked other colors that you didn't have. So I'm going to use the example that I had before in my last video. If you wanted to color a sky, it would have to be a bright blue honkin' sky. Like, there is no pale blue here. If you wanted to make it pale, you would have to add grays, because the lightest colors in this set are gray. There's a cool gray, there's actually 3 cool grays, and 1 warm gray. And those work well for darkening or lightening the color that you're using, but it also makes it grade. So honestly, they really still need a specific light color set of markers. They should just make a whole nother line and have just the pastel color set or something with like really pale colors, so that you have the option of buying another set and kind of diluting these medium tones you have here. I think that that would be in their best interest to do. Sandrine did say that their other lighter colors were added, but I don't really see that. And if you look at the swatch that they provided, a lot of the colors do appear to be light, but when you actually put the ink to the paper, they're not light. Something about alcohol-based markers is that you can layer. So the first time you swipe your marker on the paper, you'll have a very light color. But the moment you go over it twice, it's going to deepen. So even if it has an initial light color, you want to blend your colors together so you don't have crazy rough edges, unless you're into that. The more you blend, the darker it gets. So all of these colors are really medium tones with very few light color options. That being said, I actually do really like the color choices they have here. The colors are more vibrant than they were in the 120 count set. They're very pretty. I really like them. They're pretty, but they're not lighter, is what I'm trying to say. And then when we look at the brush tip, I really like the brush tip. I've used a whole bunch of different marker brands. I think that they did a great job with the brush tip. Like I said in my previous video, these markers are very full of ink. So at one point I opened a cap and then just a splotch of ink just fell on the girl's face that I was coloring. Which was fine because I just kind of worked it into being freckles or like a beauty mark or something. But it could have ended really badly if it didn't land in the, I guess, appropriate or workable spot, you know? So just be careful when you're first using these that you're not opening them around your drawing, because they are very full of ink. And like I said in my last video, I would prefer more ink to less ink so you're getting more bang for your buck, but you don't want to ruin your picture by doing something silly like what I did, you know, opening it on top of the actual artwork. The drawing that you see me working on today is just a kind of leaf plant girl. I drew her out before I received the markers, and I knew I was going to do something with pink and green. That being said, there really isn't much. There are a lot of greens in this set, but I feel like the skin tones of the set, or like peachy chocolatey kind of colors, they're very jarringly different, so mixing them is going to be complicated. And I'm really glad I drew a leaf girl because I had so many greens, it was like really easy to blend everything. But like I said, there's only like so light I could make the colors, so I had to use a lot of the grays to kind of try to lighten things up. But I really like how my picture came out in the end, and the ink is very pretty. But this isn't going to be your end-all set. I think this is a very good starting set. You get a bunch of colors, and I'm sure it's going to be quite inexpensive. Ohuhu's supplies are pretty inexpensive. And they are offering me a 20% off coupon code for you guys, which I have asked Sandrine to provide me. When I get that information, I'm going to put it and tag it to the top of the comment section. I'm also going to put it in the description below so that when you click on the links and you go look at the supplies, you'll have the coupon code so you can get 20% off. Please use it. I really, really would like for people to use it and save as much money as they possibly can. Side note, I looked it up on their website to see if it was up yet because they told me it wasn't going to be up until sometime into June. I was able to find the 48 count set. It's $34.99. That is insanely awesome. That is like so affordable and awesome. And then take 20% off of that. It's going to be crazy. Guys, like, if you're interested in markers, I mean, even if you already have markers and you just want additional colors, That's so cheap. Like, I can't believe it. Alright, I just thought I'd splice this into here before I say goodbye. But yeah, I really like these. I'm really happy that I have them. I will be using them again. I wish they would make more. That's my, I guess my complaint. It wouldn't really even be a complaint. It's kind of like a compliment, you know? Like, I like these. I want more. But more lighter colors, you know? I like to kind of like dilute things a bit. And then I like to have some deeper colors, and you know, but they really seem to be lacking in the lighter colors still. I hope that they end up fixing that, so that people could make a whole different range of pieces, you know, because there's only so much you can do when you have all the same kind of like darkness, I guess, or like depth. Unless you like add some really dark and some like really light, and then you have like a bigger range of like what you can make. I look forward to hearing if they ever add lighter colors, because I would be interested. Anyway, you guys take care. I hope you liked my artwork, and I hope that you found this review to be helpful. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in another video. Bye.